Hi, my name is Zoe and you're watching No Labels TV. Today we have a special interview with my grandmother, Margaret Harrison. Enjoy.
All right, today we got a very special show today. Uh, this is the No Label Network. This is Everyday Stories. The reason why this is special because this is my mother. What's up, Mom?
Oh, nothing much. I'm just chilling like a villain.
What's your name?
Margaret Harrison.
Okay. Uh, Going ahead with the interview. Where were you born?
I was born in a little town called, excuse me, let me clear my voice. In a little town called Red Level, Alabama.
Red Level, Alabama. I bet you they had a lot of red clay.
Yeah, it was a lot of red clay. And I was born at my mom said it was called the Josie Place.
What's that?
That was where the little town was. The little
Area?
yeah, the little neighborhood, I guess
Right,
you would
right.
call it. The little village. Yeah.
Uh, so what was childhood like growing up in Alabama back in what year was that?
I was born in 1941.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah. What was that like?
I think Edgar J. Hoover was the president.
Dang,
I think Edgar J. Hoover was the president in 1941.
I only
I
see him
think
on the
so.
History Channel. Uh what was childhood like?
My childhood was, I had a good childhood growing up. Uh, we played outside a lot.
Right, right.
We made up games. You
At,
played made up games.
at that time, because I know you have a lot of sisters and brothers. At that time, how many of it was you when you were growing up? Like how many you had? What, like a couple, one or two brothers, sisters when you were when you were
Oh,
when you
oh,
were like 2, 3 years old?
when I was younger, yeah, I had let me see, I had four brothers under me, uh two sisters under me, and Adesta. Yeah.
You all right? You wanna?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay. So y'all used to play together and different things like that. Tell me a little bit about your mother and your father.
Oh, I had great parents. My father was a minister. My mother was a homemaker. She stayed in the home and took care of us and cooked and washed and ironed for us. She was the homemaker. My dad was the breadwinner.
Okay, it sounds old school.
Yeah, he went out and he worked, and my mom stayed home and took care of us.
Nice, nice. I know you had some memorable times.
Oh yeah, some good time growing up.
So, church every Sunday, I know.
Yeah, we had to go to church every Sunday,
Did you like
go
it?
to Bible class on Wednesday. Yeah, I enjoyed it for a while. When I became a teenager, it got boring.
It got boring.
Yeah,
How
but
many?
I persevered. I stayed in it.
Right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only right thing to do.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have I had five five sisters and five brothers.
And one passed.
Yeah, well, that's how many I had,
Had.
but I don't have that
Right.
now. So I have only have four sisters and three brothers.
3 brothers.
Left.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you are a teenager now. What was
Yeah.
life like as a teenager?
Well, as a teenager, I had a good life. I went to school every day. Uh, didn't have any social life because my parents was very strict. Uh, it was pretty fair living in the South.
Hmm.
It was okay.
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama, Jim Crow town, Enterprise, Alabama was a hardcore Jim Crow town.
Did you have you ever? I don't know. I don't recall you telling me any stories, but did you ever come across any? Back in those times, that was bad times
It
for
was
us.
very, very, very bad. The Jim Crow days. Yeah,
Did you ever come into direct contact with any of that vintage type of racism?
yeah. I remember one time we went to a picnic, a church picnic, and we was down by a river, and we were all swimming in the river, and some white people came out and started shooting over our heads, and well, the children had some of the kids had taken off the boys had taken off their pants and put on swimsuits. When they got ready to put on their pants, some of the white people had defecated in their
Oh
pants.
man!
Yeah,
Wow!
so
Wow!
uh, they shot in the water where we were swimming. We had to get up and we hurried up out of the water, and they loaded up the buses and the cars, and we left.
Mm.
Hmm.
Hey, you never told me that story, Ma.
Yeah.
Wow. So you you
Hmm.
you you experienced stuff
Oh, I
you've seen on
experienced it.
movies and watch on movies. You've experienced
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. I
Wow.
experienced that. I experienced that. Yeah. I have been called a nigger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The little white kids uh, on our way from school,
Right.
walking through the neighborhood. Well, the poor white folks always live neck to neck with the black folks.
Right.
So we'd have to pass through their neighborhood going home.
Hmm.
And they would throw rocks at us, and my brother would throw rocks back at them. And my brother hit one day,
Mm.
and he started hollering, and his mama was out hanging up clothes, and she said, "I told you to stop throwing and bothering them niggers."
Wow.
Hmm.
Dang man,
And
it's
we just
just
walked on and went
just walk
home.
on. Did that make you like? Did that make you feel any kind
It
of
didn't
way?
make me feel any kind of way because that's how it was
Right.
back
Right.
in the day.
Right.
I
Right.
knew it wasn't right for them to do us that way, but
Yeah. That was the
that's what
norm.
they did. Hmm.
Wow. Wow. So what what was school like? Because I know school was like real important to
Oh
my
well, the
grandparents.
black people during that Jim Crow town, the black people, we didn't have high schools or anything. We had training schools. They call our schools training schools.
Wow.
So elementary school, we went to Black Academy, which Enterprise Academy School. But then we went up to higher up, excuse me. Then we went to uh, junior high school. We went to training school.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have high schools like white folks. They call our school training schools.
Training schools. Like, gotta differentiate. We gotta
Mm,
train them niggers. Probably what they would
yeah,
say.
yeah,
So we gonna call it training school.
yeah.
Wow. I never
And
knew that.
they didn't want us to have the same. They didn't want to teach us the same curriculum as they did the white folks. They had all of the foreign languages and
Right.
everything, and all they wanted us to have is the 3 R's:
Wow.
reading, writing, and arithmetic.
And arithmetic.
That's all they wanted us to have.
Wow.
And gave us all the leftovers from the white folks. We had all the leftover books, the leftover school
Like schools.
desks.
Yeah.
And that's what we had.
Wow.
We had the hand-me-downs.
So what, like, okay, that's you going to school. When did you? How long did you stay in Alabama?
No, my greatest desire was to at least get a high school diploma.
Right.
And get the hell out of
Alabama.
get the hell out of Jim Crow, Alabama.
I know you thought about that a lot.
Yes, I did.
So, like, what was it? What was that defining moment that where you said, like, I'm leaving, or you told people, yo, I'm about to leave, or I'm about to. You came to. Where did you go to?
Yeah, well, it was a group of us. We discussed when we got out of high school we was going to head north. So my girlfriend, they had sisters that had migrated to the north, so they would decided they was going to go north because they had somebody in north. And my mom best friend had a daughter that lived in New York. She had been in New York for over 40 something years.
Wow.
And she would come from New York to Alabama and visit. So she said, anytime you want to come north, I'm always there. Come on up north.
She shouldn't have told you that because you
So,
was like, yeah.
So we had somebody in the north. Right. So one of my girlfriend's sister, well, she had a job working in she was working in a laundry or something, and then she babysat some little Jewish girls, and she asked me if I wanted that job, so this way I'd have a job when I got to New York,
right?
And I could do that until I found what I wanted to do. So when I migrated to New York, I went to this little Jewish girl's home. I went to their home, and I slept in their home.
Oh.
Yeah, I slept in their home, and I babysitted the little
Children.
girls. Yeah, and I that was my first job in New York.
Wow. You was happy, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
big city.
Yeah. And then after that, I ventured out and got various jobs, doing different various jobs, and then after that, I start working in the corporate world.
Mm.
And I worked in the corporate world for many, many years.
Right. How'd you like that?
I loved it. I enjoyed it.
You did?
I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very. It was. I learned a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, working in the corporate world in New York.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So this you're like how old? Like early 20s?
18, 19,
19?
early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So did you have a boyfriend or?
Oh yeah, I dated I dated around,
Mm-hmm.
had different guys, dated.
Right. The regular
Hmm.
young thing.
Regular
Yeah.
young life.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. The key is that you work. You came here and got a job.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Wow. And this was like in 19 what, ma? Like the 60s?
1961.
61. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, man. That's were the streets in black and white were you when you came up here? Like if you walked outside, everything you looked, did it look like a black and white movie or was it in
Yeah, it was
color?
like a black and white movie. Yeah. In New York. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We used to hang out in Harlem. We used to go to Harlem every weekend.
What's your favorite club in Harlem to go to?
Was Oh God, what was the name of that
You
club?
told me one time, and I said, I know.
It's been so long.
It starts with an S, doesn't it?
What it was the name of that club? It's, let me see.
Was it Smalls?
Small's Paradise.
Smalls Paradise. That
Yeah.
was the name of it. Smalls Paradise.
Yeah, we used to hang out there and the Peppermint Lounge.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, wow, yeah. I know. I heard
yeah,
stories you telling how
yeah.
swinging it was, and I hear people your age talk about how the parties was. It was nice.
Yeah,
People were different, weren't they?
nobody shooting up and none of that. Yeah, it was nice. In the
Wow,
sixties in New York, it was nice.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
you could walk at night.
Right.
If a couple of girls was walking, guys see you walking, they said, "Well, let me walk you to your stoop."
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't your step; they called it the stoop.
The stoop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, when I was coming up in the '80s, that's where we go sit on the stoop.
yeah,
Sitting on the stoop.
yeah,
Right, Trey Trey?
Oh yeah.
You sit on the stoop. We ain't doing nothing but sit on the stoop.
On that stoop.
yeah,
You be like, all right.
Wait for mommy to come home.
yeah, yeah,
Then run upstairs, right? Because we're not supposed to be
yeah.
Be
outside.
outside. That part.
So, okay, from the 60s, you go on the 60s.
And then the 70s,
Did you have any children?
nope, didn't have no children. In the 60s, didn't have no children until the 70s. I had did all my pottering and then got settled.
Right.
Then
How old were you when you first had a child?
I was 33. Yeah,
Okay.
33 when I had
33.
my big head son.
That'll be me. I can't see it. I
And
gotta be it.
37 when I had my daughter, Tracy gal.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
What was did okay? Like you told me, you went to school, you left, you came here, you got a job. Did you ever think about furthering your
I
education or
did.
further your
I
education?
furthered my education.
Okay.
I always had a passion for, always had a passion for food. Always food.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I said, you know what? Let me become a dietitian.
Wow. Yeah.
So I uh, I found this school, New York Institute of Dietetics,
Mm-hmm.
on 14th Street in Manhattan.
Wow.
So I had Brian and I had Tracy, and I couldn't go to a 4-year college, so I went to this technical school for dietetics,
Mm-hmm.
and I became a dietetic technician.
How far apart were your children?
Tracy was 2, Brian was 5.
Okay.
They were both young. And I
And
had the best babysitter in the world. Her name was Miss Mamie.
yeah, I remember that lady. She was a nice
Yeah,
lady.
was a very nice old lady. And I trusted her with my children. And yeah.
That's the lady that had the bed in her living room, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't talk about Miss
No,
Mamie.
I'm not.
She was a sweet
Miss
lady.
Mamie was a
And she
sweet
dipped
lady.
snuff.
She did. You
Yeah.
know, that's the first time I ever encountered, because I asked you, Mommy, she be spitting in this thing by her bed. You said that's a snuff bucket.
Yeah.
I said, snuff? What's that? Then as I got older, I understood what snuff was.
It's tobacco.
Yeah, like fine, like pottery,
Yeah, refined.
refined
Yeah.
tobacco. And
Yeah.
she had a snuff bucket. She was from the country also, North
Yeah, she
Carolina.
was from Carolina.
Carolina, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I encountered that. And that's the first time I encountered sitting with someone older than me watching the same TV shows every day.
Yeah. And eating fried rabbit.
What was the white man that used to come on Channel 9? He was a detective. Barnaby somebody.
Barnaby Jones.
Barnaby Jones.
Yeah.
She didn't pay about that Barnaby. That lady didn't play. Yeah, get him. Yeah, she used to watch that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were right. That was a nice lady, because I never had any type of uncomfortable moments there.
Yeah, Miss Mamie was nice.
Yeah, she took care of us.
Yeah.
So your kids are 3 years apart. When you go into school, it wasn't that easy, was it?
Well,
It wasn't that easy.
no, it wasn't.
You had
Maneuvering
some hardships.
hardships. Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't that easy. And then I would go to, I'm trying to remember how I would do it. I would take you to school. I would take Zoe, I would take Tracy to the babysitter. I would drop you to school, and then I would go to school. Then I would come back from school. I would pick you up. How did I do it? I would pick you up and then get Tracy. No, Curtis would get Tracy from Miss Mamie, I think, and bring her to the house.
Right.
And then me and you would come on to the house. Yeah, I think that's how it was.
I remember you had to take me to school with you one time.
Yeah, I would do that. I would take you to school in the morning.
Yeah, but I went to school with you a couple times.
Oh yeah, I took you to school with me.
Yeah.
A couple of times. And I took Tracy to school with me a few times. I think it was before I finished. I think I took Tracy when she was 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. She was little. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I struggled through that, and I finished my my 2 years, and after that I I got a job as a diet technician for Federation of Puerto Rican Organization.
Right.
Yeah, and I had a job working for. I'm trying to remember when I got the job working for the city. Hmm.
You worked when you got your first job as a dietitian. That was in the early '80s. I would probably say like
Yeah.
1982, around there.
Yeah.
Then later on, where do we live?
We lived on
What part of town was it?
we lived on Bradford Street when I got the job working for the city.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But your first job, we lived.
Oh, I lived on Watkins Street.
Right.
Yeah, when I worked for Federation, when I worked for Federation of,
In what borough?
I worked for what borough? I worked. Oh gosh, I went to.
No, the borough you lived in.
Oh, we lived in the borough of Brooklyn. We lived in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, we lived in Brownsville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a tough neighborhood.
It was pretty hectic at that time.
Right.
Maneuvering with two young children and going back to school.
Right.
Yeah, but I did it through the
Mhm.
help of the good Lord. Yeah, and good people.
Right.
You know, good babysitter. I didn't have to worry. And then my brother Curtis, he took up a lot of slack
Right.
because he would pick the children up from the babysitter sometime and have them at home when I got home. And they would be there waiting for goodies because because we when I was doing nutrition, we had cooking classes,
Oh
and
yeah.
all the leftovers, all the
Right.
students would bring things home, bring goodies home.
I remember that. You just
Yeah,
brought back a memory to me that I forgot about. Yeah, you
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Sure did.
And they would be there waiting for the goodies.
Sure did. Because we were some little ones
Yeah,
that like to eat.
yeah.
Right, Trey Trey?
And uh, Tracy was my little hyper one, and Brian was my little cool uh metal one. Yeah, but Tracy was all over the place. And Brian was constantly complaining, "Ma, make Tracy stop. Stop, Tracy."
Yeah, Tracy was always doing something.
Yeah, she was always a handful.
So when did you move to? What year was it when you moved from Brownsville? And you moved from Brownsville to where?
I moved from Brownsville to Jamaica, Queens.
Before Queens.
Before Queens,
Yeah, where did you live?
I lived on Bradford Street.
In East New York.
Yeah,
So you moved from Brownsville to East New York.
yeah. I moved from the frying pan to the fry to the fire.
To the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I remember that time, and that was 1989, I think. It was in the wintertime when we moved, and yeah, East New York it's a different beast. But
Yeah.
that was home. That was home for a while, and
Yeah.
you started working for the city maybe 90.
Yeah. A few weeks. Yeah. Uh. Yeah.
Right.
90 in the 90s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And that's when I started making good money.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we always had, even when
Yeah.
you
Had.
before you made that
Yeah.
money, we always had. But when you started that
Yeah.
job,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
I kept both jobs.
Right.
I worked part-time for Federation and worked full-time for the city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh, I give to interject. I give young women a hard time sometimes, and I give them a hard time because you can't tell me nothing. I seen my mother go from here to here and work. You always worked. I don't never remember
Yeah.
you
Not
coming
working.
home saying you got fired or you ain't working or anything. I don't recall ever seeing that. And you had 2 kids.
I always made you all a complete meal
Definitely.
every day.
Sometimes 2 and 3 meats.
Yeah.
uh yeah, so you're going into the 90s. I guess your kids are a little older now by
Yeah.
that time.
You're a teenager. Tracy is in the 90s. Tracy was a preteen.
Right.
Yeah.
So how was that dealing with
That was kind of rough because I always worried about you guys. I always wanted y'all to be safe.
right.
I always told you to stay in the house till I got home, but you was hard headed because y'all would be out, and then by the time y'all think I'm coming home, y'all go in the house.
And then talk about, all right, we be right back, knowing that we've been out already.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
we had markers. We had people to like, yo,
Your
your
mama
mother's
coming.
down at the corner.
Yeah,
She coming? All right.
yeah,
We
yeah,
inside. Turn the TV on like we've been watching TV for hours.
yeah. And listen, when we was gonna go on trips, we would go shopping, and we would go out to Five Towns, and we would buy. I would buy them. I would go to. I forgot the name of the store we used to shop at.
Marshalls?
Marshalls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and I
when
would.
Marshalls was Marshalls.
Yeah, and I used to buy them designer clothes. So I said, now look, these clothes is for you to wear when we go away on our trip. Don't put them on. So Tracy, she didn't listen too much. She, Tracy would have them on. She said, and when she see me turn that corner, she run in the house and take it off.
Take the clothes off. We're gonna take
Yeah,
this new shirt off.
yeah. Brian would listen though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't really want no problem,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And then we would go on shopping trips every year before school. We would go to Pennsylvania,
Reading.
Reading, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and I give them. I forgot how much money I give them. I said, "Now look,
About
y'all."
$200, $250,
I
yeah.
said, "Y'all better spend this wisely." Yeah. So
Hmm.
they would go and buy designer clothes and buy 2 or 3 little pieces. And Brian would come back and be very generous and let the girl across the street wear his shirt, his designer shirt.
Well, we actually would swap,
Yeah.
which I didn't have a problem with because she had a fire guest sweater.
Yeah.
And I went to school like it was mine. Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren.
I
I said,
fire.
you better get your shirt from that girl. I
Yeah.
am.
Just let me wear this shirt a couple more times. Let them see me in it a couple more times. Let them see me in it.
Boy, them kids.
Man. But one thing I can say, as we got older,
Yeah.
you would give us more money. I remember you
Okay.
giving me like $500, and
Go shop.
yeah,
Yeah.
Uh, so you lived in East New York from about 89 to
We lived in East New York until
95,
95.
1995.
Then we moved to Queens.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember you taking me. You like, yo, you want to come see where we gonna be moving? I said, yeah. I went with you, and we went to South Jamaica.
Yeah, we moved. We moved from Bradford Street because of uh
Tracy,
what was that girl's name?
I can't remember her name.
What was her name,
We, we,
Trey?
we, we don't usually like say people's names in interviews with. I know it was a girl
Yeah.
that my sister. She actually smacked my sister over a Mary J. Blige CD, which was my other stepsisters that belonged to my other stepsisters. That's how fire that album was, Mary J. Blige. That My Life album had folks fighting. That's one of the reasons why we moved to Queens. Yeah, I think she was jealous of my sister because my sister was dating a guy. You know, my man. To this day, I gotta go check him. I spoke to him not too long ago. My man Ham from up on Van Sicklen in Livonia. And I think
Ham didn't like that girl, did he?
no,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So she smacked my sister. My sister jumped on her, and I guess she underestimated my sister because she was younger than she was, and nobody could get my sister off of her. So I went and got my mother, and we had to pry my sister from them. And in the mix of doing that, the girl falls up against the door. So she calls some dudes from the pink houses and said that my mother jumped her. So my mother heard me listening by the door, and basically she called somebody, and I heard guns clicking and stuff by the door. So that made me call to the projects. Next thing you know, 3, 4 of my friends come down. One of them had the gun on him, and my mother was like, this is too much.
Yeah, we gotta get. I'm moving. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how that was the, all right, we out of here.
That was the end of that.
Yeah, I hated that because that was my, all my friends, they didn't like it, kind of wanted to do something to the girl, but I was like, man, leave her alone.
Yeah, Lauren them, they didn't like that girl.
Yeah.
Lauren and what's Justin's sister?
Leah?
Leah. Oh yeah, Leah wanted to beat her up. Hmm. So we moved. I told him, no, I'm not putting up with this.
So when we moved to Queens, in '95. How was that like?
That was good. That was a good, yeah. It was relaxing. And then I moved to a much smaller place. Didn't like the place too much, but I had my eyes on, was looking at different things to try to find a bigger apartment or something. So it's just happened one Sunday after church. I was going around the corner to the supermarket to get something, and I saw this sign on the house, and it says "for sale." And I stopped and I looked, and I saw a man sitting on the porch. And I stopped, and he begged for me to come, 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 come. And I walked over there, and I said, "Oh, this house is for sale." He said, "Yes. Would you like to look at it?" I said, "Yeah, I sure would." So I went in and I looked at it, and I said, it's a nice little house. So I said, "How many bedrooms is it?" He said, 2. I said, "Well, that's not enough." I said, "'Cause I got a son and a daughter." He said, yeah, but the house has good potentials. I said, what you mean? He said, it has a cellar in it, and he said it's already a commode connected in it, and he said you could have the basement done, and maybe make a room for your son. And then he said the sun porch is heated. It has a heat in it. He said your son could sleep there until you could get your basement finished. I said, well, that's a good idea. So I said, well, let me look. I looked. I said, that's a nice sized basement. And he said, yeah, it's got a hookup for your washing machine and dryer. So I said, okay. I said, well, by the way, how much is this house going for? He said, 89,000. I said, you gotta be kidding me. He said, no. He said, but he said the price is negotiable. I said, what? He said, yes. I said, you said 89? He said, yeah. I said, what about 85? He said, well, I could go back to the owners and see what they say. So he says, I said, oh wow. I said, how much is the down payment? He said, do you have five? He says, how much money do you have in the bank saved? I said, I got 5,000. He said, you could buy this house. So I said, okay. I said, let me call a couple of my friends, my church friends.
Right.
So I called one of my church sisters, and she said, okay, Margaret. She said, me and Johnny will be out. So Hyacinth and Johnny came out, and they looked at the house, and she said, oh yeah, you should get this. And I called my friend Billy across the street, and she came over and looked, and she said, oh yeah, this is a nice house. And I said, he said, well, if you want it, you can leave a good faith payment. I said, well, how much do I have to leave? He said, as much as you want to. I said, what about $500? He said, oh yeah, that's good. That's a good faith.
Wow.
So I said, okay, then I'll write a check. I wrote the check, gave him the check, and then he started the paperwork. And then he came back with the counter offer, and he said, yeah, that's what they'll take. They'll take 85,000. And nobody could believe that I bought a house for 85,000.
And let me tell you, that house
at that time
was a good house. That
and
house never had no major problems.
And it was always warm, nice and warm.
Yes, it was.
And I got the basement finished. I had one of my church brothers
you had a deck built?
That did the work. First, I had a deck built on the back of the house.
That was amazing.
20 by 12 deck built on the back of the house. And the same man, oh gosh, what was his name? Brother.
You don't have to say his name.
Yeah, he built the deck and he finished the basement for me. He put a bedroom down in the basement for Brian. He finished a washroom. He made a big closet in the back, and he made a big bathroom with a big shower. The shower downstairs was better than the one that was upstairs.
Yeah, I had like a heat lamp,
Heat
everything. Yeah,
light,
heat light.
everything in the basement was nice. And I lived there until 2010. That's when I moved. I retired in I retired in I retired in let me see, I retired in '07. Yeah. Yeah.
From the city job, you retired in
Yeah, I
07.
retired from my city job in '07, but I kept my part-time job
Until what, like
until
2010?
2010. Yeah.
Right.
And I retired from that. Yeah. And then I said I was gonna go back home, go back to Alabama. And then that's when I sold out from New York and moved to Alabama.
Moved back to Alabama.
Yeah.
And you stayed in Alabama for how long?
I stayed in Alabama 6 years.
6 years.
Yep. And then ended up out here in California. Hmm.
Okay. Well, thanks
Yeah.
for the interview, Ma.
Yes.
And this is the No Label Network, and we signing out.